Shabbat Shalom,
Shabbat
Mo'adim Lesimcha. Give me 1 second. I'm making Bernie. We didn't have anyone to be Zoom Gabay, and I just asked Bernie Plavnik, you can do it, to be our Zoom Gabay. So Noah is going to the back computer to make you a co-host so Bernie can let people in and share the siddur with the people arriving. Thank you, Bernie, for stepping in last minute to do this. And thank you, Noah, for getting it set up. Bernie, now you should be a co-host, and you should be able to both share the link and chat, of course, and let people in from the waiting room. So, Shabbat Shalom, welcome. Mo'adim lesimcha.
Chagim uzmanim lesasson.
It is wonderful to be with you this Sukkot. I'm sorry we cannot be with you in person. We were planning to have services at the park, at Griggs Park, but the weather has been a little surprising. It's not raining now, but we didn't want to have a surprise, so at least we can be here all together in this way, and it's wonderful to see many of you, your beautiful faces. Now, to tell you the truth, on Chol HaMoed Sukkot, there is almost no Kabbalat Shabbat. Actually, there is, because it's already a holiday, so the practice on Chol HaMoed Sukkot is to do very little from the Kabbalat Shabbat service and then move to the Mariv, to the evening service. But we wanted anyway to bring us together in song and in music, really celebrating this moment of joy of this holiday that celebrates joy and celebrates fragility and celebrates life and celebrates messiness and celebrates nature and celebrates all these amazing things that come right after Yom Kippur. It is astonishing, not really thoughtful of rabbis, but astonishing that 5 days later, after Yom Kippur, we have this holiday that really throws us into real life so fast. It tells us life is complicated, life is fragile, life is joyful, and from life things grow, new things grow, and it's full of rain and life, and that sometimes makes us sweat and a little uncomfortable. And the world is also, life is to be a little bit uncomfortable. I learned this beautiful teaching this week that Sukkot is actually about putting us outside of our comfort zone. That we are able to grow when we are not in our comfort zone. Being in a comfort zone is so easy. And that's what Sukkot is a little bit about. So there is no Kabbalat Shabbat, but we're going to sing anyway. So it's a little different. Some of the tunes, you'll find them familiar because of high holidays. Some, they won't be familiar, but we will lift up a little spirit and a little joy together as we begin this service. And we'll start by lighting our Shabbat candles. It's blessings as a regular Shabbat, Ladlik Ner Shel Shabbat. So if you have them, please join us as we do this together.
Holy One of blessings,
Holy One of blessings, your presence fills creation. Your presence fills creation. Oh, your presence fills creation.
Holy One of blessings,
Holy One of blessings, your presence fills creation. Your presence fills creation. Oh, your presence fills creation. We take 3 times from the light of Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Eloheinu melech haolam. Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu le'adlik ner. Le'adlik Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat
מועדים
Shalom.
לשמחה, חג שמח. הנגלה נא ופרוס חביבי עליי את סוכת שלומך. Isn't it amazing that the metaphor of every Shabbat is the one of asking that God spread over us a shelter, a sukkah of peace. When we ask God to embrace us with peace, we actually ask for a sukkah of peace, because it is the sukkah, which is this place, again, that it's fragile and open and ready for something different and new, where peace can come from. So let's welcome Shabbat together. Higale, gale, gale, na. So usually we move from here to 6 Psalms of Kabbalat Shabbat, one for each day. But as I said, traditionally on Kol HaMatzukot we don't do the regular Psalms, so we're going to do 6 different songs. Some you'll know, some you'll know less, but we will lift up a little voice, and we start with Hashiveni ve'ashuba, Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem, with this beautiful tune by Rabbi Micah Shapiro, and it's still coming up from the high holidays, recognizing that actually Hoshana Rabbah, which comes next week, is the end of this time of high holidays. The gates actually are open until next week. And Neila, we say that's it, but actually it's very Jewish. Neila, we say we're about to close them, and then we get a whole other week, almost 10 days. So we still have an opportunity to return, to ask God to receive us back, and to go back to our true self and renew our days for this coming year. The words of Yale Veyavo, which is addition we make every holiday, either during our benching, our Birkat Hamazon, or in our Amidah. Yale Veyavo Veyagia Viratze Vishama Vipaked. May our remembrance and merits arrive, come, appear, and be heard and recalled with the merits of our ancestors. So we'll sing this beautiful melody of Yale Veyavo.
Yale Veyavo Veyagia Veyiraeh Veyiratze Veyishama Veyifakeh Veyizacher Zichroneinu Viktoneinu Bezichron Avoteinu Yale Veyavo Veyavo Veyagia Veyiraeh Veyiratze Veyishama Shalom. לפניך לפלטה לטובה. יעלה ויבוא ויגיע וייראה וירצה וישמע ויבקר וייזכר זיכרוננו פקדוננו וזיכרון אמותינו ואבותינו. אחת שאלתי, the song we sing through this whole month. We end singing 2 months
it.
almost.
2 months,
50
right?
days, right?
Oh wow, right. From Rosh Chodesh Elul until Shmini Atzeret, so we have a little more to go. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני, one thing I ask from Adonai, one thing I desire, that I might dwell in your house all the day of my lives, to behold the graciousness of Adonai and to enter God's sanctuary.
אחת שאלתי מאת השם אותה אבקש אותה אבקש again. אחת שאלתי מאת השם אותה אבקש אותה אבקש שבתי בבית השם כל ימי חיי לעשות בנועם השם כל ימי חיי ולבקר בחלום כל ימי חיי שבתי בבית השם כל ימי חיי לעשות בנועם השם כל ימי חיי ולבקר בחלום כל ימי חיי. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני אותה אבקש אותה לחסות בנועם, בנועם, אדוני, ולבקר בחלום. And the verse that has been accompanying us all high holidays, Mina Metzar, Karati Ya Anani Bamerchavia. It is from the narrow places I call you Ya. And you respond us from a place of expansiveness. I invite you to, if you feel like sharing, use the chat perhaps to share something, some moments of expansiveness you have found during this month of Tishrei, during this high holiday season. Something that felt really narrow just before Rosh Hashanah, and then it's starting to open for you perhaps. If it's too big of a question, if you feel like sharing, I'd love to accompany you through this journey from narrow to open, which we are all in that journey all the time.
I have to say that as we were singing that just now, I could really hear all of you. Because I had heard all of us singing that together so many times. I felt transported back through the, I don't know, maybe dozen moments at least that we sang that over the last weeks together. And I feel like I could hear Yoni playing violin in the in-between moments as well in my head. And what a gift. What a gift for our time together to continue to echo in our souls and in our inner ears. Hazorim bedima berinaik tzoru. That's what we're going to sing next here. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. This is, I think, the second to last line of one of the Shir HaMa'alot, the songs of ascent, the one that specifically the one we sing at the beginning of Birkat HaMazon, of the grace after meals on Shabbat and holidays. If I sing it to a different tune, you might recognize it more. Hazorim bedima berina iksoru. Right? Or if you like a little more upbeat, it's Hazorim bedima berina iksoru. Right? Okay, but I think when we sing it that fast, we miss it a little bit, right? This is a profound moment. This song of ascent was what people, pilgrims, said as they climbed the steps of the temple to Jerusalem 3 times a year on our chagim, on our hajjim, right? On our pilgrimage festivals. That's what chag really means. It's a pilgrimage festival, right? Hajj in Arabic, right? We know is a holy sacred pilgrimage. Chag in Hebrew. Imagine gathering up all your stuff, walking to Jerusalem. You've been looking forward to this for weeks, months, as you've been gathering your harvest. You're ready to bring your stuff to Jerusalem. There's a huge party being set up, like a massive camping trip, right? Where like your whole tribe, imagine if like all of Brookline like picked up, went to the Boston Commons, set up tents. There was an altar in the middle. I don't know. Like that could be kind of cool.
Very cool.
And you're about to climb the steps, and as you climb the steps, you say this: those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Remembering that moment when you sowed the seed of the thing that you're now bringing to harvest. And the way that you had so much hope, it was almost painful that you cried. You had so much hope for this seed. And it was a hard time because you were hungry when you were planting the seed because the harvest maybe had run out. And that first tear watered in the seed. And here you were bringing in the harvest in such joy. In such joy. Those who sow in tears will reap in joy, right? Sukkot is the end of the arc of the year. Right? What began at last Sukkot praying for rain, it rained for half the year. At Pesach, it stopped raining. This is in Israel, in ancient Israel, by the way. Right? It stopped raining at Pesach. We harvested, and here we are. And we're celebrating the harvest. And at the same time as we're celebrating the harvest, we're also looking ahead to the winter, and we're asking, is it going to be enough to get through the winter? Is this what we brought in going to be enough? And is there going to be enough rain this winter such that next Sukkot we have a big harvest? And so in this moment of Sukkot, we're actually looking a year back and a year forward. Kind of like at Kol Nidre, we're kind of looking back at the year ahead and we're saying, and don't hold us to anything that we said in the year to come, right? Kol Nidre is also one of those moments, a year back and a year forward. And here we are again at Sukkot, a year back and a year forward, doing that classic Jewish dialectic, right? Where we hold the joy and the vulnerability, the pain and the celebration, right? It's kind of what we're always doing. Gilu Barada, as Rav Claudia teaches us so often. So, Rav Claudia, I know you have another piece you wanna share. We can have a little conversation as our friends at BJ often do, have a little Torah conversation.
Yeah, and we will sing this Azorim V'dima V'rinai Ksoro, and then we are going to move directly, I think, to V'samachta V'chagecha V'ayita Ach Sameach, which is one of the things we sing in every pilgrimage holiday, but especially on Sukkot, where we say we should rejoice on your festival and should be fully happy. And this question is like, what does it mean to be happy, to be joyful? And I just want to quote beautifully, it's coming to the end of the book. I think I quoted at the beginning of Elul. So I took full circle from the book of our teacher, Rabbi Alan Luz, Zichrono Livracha. This is real, and you are not completely unprepared, which walks you through the whole season, from the beginning of Elul until Sukkot. And he says this most beautiful thing about joy. when we speak of joy here, we're not speaking of fun. Joy is a deep release of the soul, and it includes death and pain. Joy is any feeling fully felt, any experience we give our whole being to. We are conditioned to choose pleasure and to reject pain, but the truth is, any moment of our life fully inhabited, any feeling fully felt, any feeling fully felt, any immersion in the full depth of life can be the source of deep joy. So as we move from Azorim Bedima, very next, or those who sow in tears, we will reap on joy. We connect to the pain, to the experience of heartache and of trauma. And we know that joy comes from it. And joy doesn't mean that we will be happily ever after, because we know that life is a little more messy than that. That life is a little bit more messy than happily ever after. But that we can get to a place of joy, ושמחת בחגיך, והיית אך שמח, because we can fully feel everything in it. The pain, the heartache, the beauty, the joy, the smile, the laugh together. So that's the blessing for us now. So let's sing it together. Azorim, I'm Benima, Berina, oh, Yixoru. Azorim. Shabbat. Lecha Dodi. So, in some traditions, you don't even sing Lecha Dodi on Chol HaMoed.
חבל, לא?
נכון. When I grew up, we would do the first two stanzas and the last two stanzas. I don't know where that tradition comes from, but that's what we're going to do, because we can't do without Lecha Dodi. So it's in the second page. We'll sing Shamor and Likrat, and then Yamin and Boy Veshalom to welcome the Shabbat Kala together.
Bring Shabbat in and bring Shabbat out. Here we go.
Amen.
Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Shamor v'Zachor v'Dibur echad, Ishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad, Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem ultiferet v'letehila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Penei Shabbat Nekavela, Likrat Shabbat, Lecho v'Nelcha, Lakim et Or HaBeracha, Meror Second to last verse. V'yet Adonai Taritzi Aliyah ben Ishai ben Partzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likas kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela lecha dodi likas kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Rise as you're able and body in spirit to welcome the Shabbat. Boi v'shalom ateres bala gam v'simcha uvetzala toch emunei am segula boi chala boi chala lecha dodi likas kala pnei Shabbat nekabela pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likas kala pnei Shabbat nekabela pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Shabbat Shalom. Now I was thinking while I was dancing here, you could see the empty chairs, that maybe this is a wonderful opportunity to let you know that starting 2 weeks from now, October 8th, we will be opening the door for Friday night services too, for hybrid service that will continue to be on Zoom and on YouTube in the same way. So you'll be able to still join in the same way you are joining now, but you'll be also able to join in person if it works for you, it feels right for you, following the same guidelines we're doing for Shabbat mornings, which we have been doing since June, where everybody needs to wear masks, where we have the church, like it was also in the high holidays, so I expect Friday nights to be very small, with spots on the chairs if you want to sit by yourself, all our windows open, and our wonderful fans that are really making sure that there's good airflow. So next Friday will be Shabbat Nariya, and it will be on Zoom and YouTube only, with several musicians here, which will be wonderful. And then in 2 weeks, October 8th will be our first hybrid Kabbalah Shabbat service. And those of you who want to come to TBZ in person for Kabbalah Shabbat will be welcome, and the place will be open for those who want, and we'll continue to have you also, of course, in this way virtually. So just so you know, we will be able to dance, and when I move the computer around, you'll see a few people, and that will be such a blessing for us. And it is good to say thank you. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Go back to the first page, 2 songs from the end. We need
to get our strings ready to be grateful. Practicing gratitude.
טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות. עוד ינובון בשיבה תשב עננים יהיו. עוד ינובון בשיבה תשנים ועננים יהיו. להגיד כי השנה אדוני צורי ולא לתבוא. להגיד כי השנה אדוני צורי ולא לתבוא.
So I invite us to take a few moments of silence, of quiet, in lieu of Mariv, the evening service. If you want to daven the evening service, or if you want to use this for a time for your own silent meditation. And as a kavanah, I go back to what I said at the beginning about the sukkah as a place that it's a little uncomfortable for us. You know, we think about the sukkah as being a place that it's open, that is fragile, and that's all true. It's a place that invites us to invite guests. I have been hosting and hosted the last 4 days. What is 4 days already? More than I have hosted or being hosted in the last 18 months. Every meal, sometimes twice a day, we have been either in our sukkah or in somebody else's sukkah with people, because this holiday allows us to do that. And the sukkah is a little uncomfortable. You know, my house, the chairs actually go all the way down to the mud. Noah knows, it was in my house, and it was like really, it makes holes inside, and you're like half like trying to get out, and we don't have chairs for everybody, so some people need to sit in stools, and you know, your back hurts, and it's a little uncomfortable. But we spend there hours, and we are there, and we open up for people and for ourselves. And as I shared earlier, I learned this week about this idea of the sukkah teaching us to be in a place of being a little bit uncomfortable. Because if we are always comfortable, it's just very easy, and not necessarily we grow. When we are able to be outside of our comfort zone, when we are pushed to be a little bit outside of our comfort zone, then we need to look inwards and outwards and figure out, what does it mean to grow? What do I do with this? Now, we all need to be a little uncomfortable. It's not okay that you are uncomfortable and I'm comfortable. That's not what it's about us. My teacher and dear friend Rabbi Sharon Cohen Anisfeld always teaches when talking about pluralism. Pluralism is about everybody being a little bit uncomfortable, not everybody being comfortable.
right? It's all of us being a little bit out of our comfort zone. Because from that place, a little bit, we can grow. So think about that in your own life. What does it mean for you to push yourself, to push your loved ones, to push others, but especially yourself, to places that are a little bit out of comfort zone, and how you grow from it, and how can Sukkot be an opportunity to reflect on that. So I invite you to take some time of silence for the Mariv service in your Siddur, or from the words of your heart, or contemplating on these words. We'll take a few minutes of silence.
rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, ourselves here in hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise. hope, in prayer. We're right here, and we rise up from the wreckage. Rise with tears and with courage. Rise, fighting for life. We rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here. In hope, in prayer, we're right here, and we rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with Spirit to guide us, rise.
Pray for healing now. So you can use the chat to put the names. Pray for healing for our loved ones, for those in our community, especially Ed. Sending you love and prayers of healing to you. Rosalind, to you too, getting our hope a little better, and those of our many in our community that need healing. Sending you so much love. Muriel, you too. I just made the mistake to start to name one by one who I know needed healing. So many of you need of healing. But sending you so much love. Please add the names of the people that need healing in the chat.
When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful and strong. Dreamt we were all beautiful. When the world is sick, can no one be well? But I dreamt we were all beautiful. Dreamt we were all beautiful.
And let's bless each other. I'm going to take us out from Spotlight, so you guys can also remove Spotlight here. So we can all put us in gallery view, connecting to each other, so we can make sure we bless each other.
Sorry.
It's okay. Our blessings need to be tuned too. Let's tune your blessings. Okay, and now we can bless it.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha. Oh, ve'yichuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha. Ve'yasem lecha Shalom. Ve'yasem
v'yasem lecha shalom.
Shalom, shalom, shalom,
Shalom, shalom, shalom. V'yasem lecha shalom. V'yasem lecha
shalom.
I don't believe we have someone doing announcements, do we? I don't think anyone volunteered. It's one of those weeks where there was only 1 day of work, 1.5 day of work yesterday. So there was a lot that didn't get done, but I'm going to make just a few announcements. It's still the holidays. For those who's like the holidays are over, we still have 1 more week of holidays. The holidays are not over until Wednesday, right? Tomorrow is Shabbat. This Shabbat is Shabbat Chol HaMoed Sukkot. We do not have Torah study tomorrow because it's not the regular reading of the Torah cycle, so we get a little break before we start all over again with Torah study on Shabbat Bereshit next Shabbat in person. So services begin tomorrow at 10 a.m. in person or on Zoom, and it's a special Shabbat service. It includes Hallel and Torah reading, special Torah readings, and Kohelet and Oshanot. So it's an intense service tomorrow, and we welcome all of you to come either in person or hybrid. With also our first Shabbat with kids services in person outside under the tent, and we have a mitzvah group also under the tent tomorrow. So it's really a special Shabbat for our community and the holiday season. And on Sunday, God willing, if the weather it's the Sukkot Harvest Festival at Gan. It's the first annual Sukkot Harvest Festival, where I hope many of you can go and see the other place where Noah hangs most of the time, even more than at TBZ, where there will be an opportunity to really do some harvest stuff. Like, you want to say a little bit more?
Yeah, it's fun for the whole family, people of all ages. Things like bouncy houses for the little ones, but pita making and sauerkraut making and Havdalah candle braiding, all kinds of things to connect us to the earth and to our tradition. It is by registration, and registration is full.
Okay.
But
I should have announced it.
it's okay. If you really want to come, shoot me an email and I'll see it after Shabbat.
No, I will see if I can bring you in.
But it would be better to come for the second half at 1 rather than the first half.
Oh,
We have
great. So if
more
you want
room
to
in
come,
the
shoot him
second
an
half.
email. He'll try to squeeze you in. Okay, sorry about that.
All good, all good.
And then it is Shmini Atzeret and Simchat Torah. Shmini Atzeret begins Monday night. This is the last 2 days of the Sukkot holiday. We don't have services Monday night, but we do have services Tuesday morning for Shmini Atzeret. The service of Shmini Atzeret includes Hallel and Yizkor and the prayer for rain. So that will be on Tuesday, both hybrid, so in person or online. And then Tuesday night is Simchat Torah, and we're going to gather here, and it will be also hybrid. And before the pandemic and back again, we are dedicating our Simchat Torah celebration and music to our dear Zina Peltzman, Zichronah Livracha, who loved dancing and singing and music, and Lily Peltzman and Jeffrey Bernstein will be sponsoring the music so we can really lift up the memory of our dear Zina, who was such a intrinsic part of our community. We will be dancing here. We will make it in a way that it is possible to dance socially distanced, and people choose. We will move all the chairs so we can do one huge circle, or you can dance by yourself with only one person, so everybody can find their ways to dance and celebrate Torah on Tuesday night. That's at 7 p.m. And again, it's hybrid. You can come Both and we'll have great musicians, great music, singing and dancing. And you can come online or in person. And then on Wednesday morning, and we will be ending and starting the Torah reading. So we do that in the evening, and then in the morning again at our annual Simchat Torah service that Rabbi Evan Leader leads, and it starts at 9 a.m. And it will also follow all our safety protocols for COVID, and that will be only in person. It's not a service that really can be transferred into the visual only, so that will be only in person, and that's on Wednesday morning. And with that, we actually end the holidays, but it's TBZ, so then next Friday is Shabbat Naria online. So we just can't stop. And then we have Bnei Mitzvah celebrations and so many simchas coming up. And as I mentioned, in 2 weeks exactly, we open Friday nights also for hybrid, for people who want to be in person and join us singing and here following all our very protocols for COVID. So hopefully some of you will be able to join us in person, and we will continue to have you on Zoom and online. And with that, we're going to say Kiddush for Shabbat. Kiddush Tom, thank you so much. Oh, look, I missed that. Sorry, thank you for the reminder. With that, let's move to the Mourner's Kaddish. So if you are in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit, please put names on the chat of people you are remembering today. And we, this week we will commemorate the yahrzeit of Jules Cohen and Bessie Cohn, Samuel Fine, Arkady Kaslavsky, Albert Klein, Sarah Kosoy, David Kunyan, Dorothy Kunyan, Miriam Maiden, Bessie Miller, Charles Pindick, Hannah Sanders, Bernard Sharfstein, and David Silverstein. So if you are in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit, or your custom is to rise for the Mourner's Kaddish, the Mourner's Kaddish is in the back of your Siddur. It says page 48. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
בעלמא דברה חילותה וימליך מלכותה. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם. ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו. לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום. עלינו, על כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן. And I will say Kiddush, if you have a Kiddush cup and wants to join me. סברי חבריי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן.
אמן.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו ואהבה ורצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת עם כל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
אמן.
לחיים.
לחיים, 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 לחיים.
You have an achala. Please show it. I don't have one and I didn't ask anybody to say the bracha. So I see Rachel. Who else has a chala? Show a chala. Show off your chalot. Only Rachel?
Myron.
Oh, Myron has a chala. Who else has a chala? I think Enid is about to take it out from the refrigerator. Not really. Something else. Judy has something, a little piece of, I see that Arlene Les has a challah there too. Great. So we say the bracha to your chalot. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom and muadim lesimcha.
עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו אמן,
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Oh, and thank you,
Shabbat
Bernie.
shalom.
Oh, let's sing, Bernie.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you. Thank you for jumping into the role. Thank you.
Isa Kawa.
Shabbat
Isa
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom,
Shabbat
everyone.
shalom.